Alrighty, Boss 3, Archwinger. Arguably the hardest boss in the game. So, Archwinger is super dangerous because of the damage output, straight up. So, the shots take 20 damage, and the boss itself does 30 or 40. I believe it's 30. So, when you're first starting out, you're definitely going to want to come in with as full life as you can. There's an inn above you. There's in the room above you. There's also a bread chest up there as well. Oh, I got it. And there's also an inn over here. So there's multiple inns that you can utilize if you have them, if you have the cash. Typically in the speedrun, you're probably not going to go for that. So you're going to want to conserve as much magic as you can. I come in here with a minimum of 30. I think a very bare bones minimum of 30 magic, like bare bones minimum. And that means that you're probably taking more hits and stuff. Make sure you have a decent amount of life too when you have that. But essentially, it's more imperative for us to block the boss's shots with our own shots. And we have to get to the boss and use the power knuckle to finish it off. So we're going to walk in with a random item, either no item or some item. You can put no item like that, or you can put some item like that. As long as it's not the power knuckle, because power knuckle takes 2 magic, and it does quadruple damage. So it's going to wreck the boss, but to block the shots, we want to use just single magic to preserve as much magic as you can. Right now I have full life and full magic, so it's not really a big deal. You could probably put the power knuckle on, just blast it, but I'm doing more of the speedrun strat here. So we're going to walk in. As we're jumping through, we're going to do like a... You're not going to want to sprint to the boss as fast as possible, because what's going to happen is Archwinger is going to do something very random. The boss might shoot right at you, walk right at you, and once it starts walking at you like that, you're pretty much dead. What we want is the boss to bonk against the block and turn around, and then we want to follow it with the power knuckle and kill it. So it's going to look... It's going to look like this. So, I'm calling this more of like a casual walk. So you don't want to like sprint over to the boss as fast as possible. You're going to want to like delay a little bit. That way it bonks against like that. Even that there, I went a little bit too quickly actually. There's another strat that I can show you that you can utilize that. You can utilize the bonking against the blocks to kind of slow you down. The idea is you want to delay a little bit so that the boss gives you a specific pattern where it'll either come from above and then bonk against the block and then turn around, which hopefully I can get here. Nope. But I did get that other pattern again, where you just kind of ran into the block. Delaying will make it so that the boss bonks into the block and turns around, and then you switch to the power knuckle and you shoot him dead. Another strat you can do... I have another save state. Another strat you can do is you can shoot here like this. You can fall into this little pocket and then walk just straight to the boss after falling into that little pocket and then shoot it dead. I stayed in the pocket a little too long. But you can push yourself into that little pocket and you can walk down. And that's probably honestly a safer strat. Probably a safer bet. You can just keep walking. You don't have to stop or do any delays. You switch to the power knuckle while it turns around. And then make sure that you shoot as the boss is dying, because the boss wins all ties. So you want to make sure you block those shots. We didn't even take damage this time. You want to make sure to block those shots. So I can show you both strategies here. Kind of just like, you know, bonking, slow walk. You kind of stop here for a little bit. Then it kind of falls. You do a little stall around where that lowered block is. You do a little stall a little before that. And then you see the boss coming, and then you start walking in. As you're shooting to block the shots, it's very imperative this whole time that you block shots. So when the boss is up in diagonal, you want to shoot up in diagonal to block the shots. When the boss is straight in front of you, you want to shoot straight in front of you to block the shots. Excuse me. And when the boss dies, he kind of lifts up a little bit. Some of the shots might come diagonally at you. You might want to... I think typically shooting straight helps more with that than shooting diagonally, but just be aware that there might be some diagonal shots. Remember, they do 20 damage. So, singular shots here. Still turned around. I kind of came a little too quickly, I think, there. But, regardless, you want to do a little bit of a stall in any way that you find possible there. Whether you do that strat, or you kind of just like bonk against stuff for like half a second. You're going to want to shoot while you do it. You don't want to take hits like I just did there. See how that shot came a little bit diagonally, but I blocked it straight because it was a little in front of me. If that was like above me, that would have been different. So what you're going to want to do is either one of those two strategies there. I'm going to show you what it looks like if you don't. That's what I was wanting to do. I want to show you what it looks like if you don't block shots. If you're just walking in naked, with the power knuckle ready. I even came late. You see how I showed up to the boss and I had like 10 life? It's very important and imperative that you block shots. And then I guess one more thing I guess I could show you is if you use the power knuckle the entire time to block shots. I messed that up, sorry. If you use the power knuckle to block shots here, you see how much magic I used? If I had any less than full magic, that wouldn't have worked out at all. If I had 50 magic, I would have been out, and that would have been over. So, there's that. And that's essentially Archwinger. You can use one of the two strategies. You can either sit and walk over to the pocket, sit in the pocket for about like a second or two, and then probably a second, and then drop down and then we'll just walk straight to the boss. And the boss will do that little bounce and bonk against the thing. And you should be at a decent distance where you can shoot it while it's walking away from you. Or you can do the strat, the other strat that I showed you, where you can kind of just like walk into blocks, then jump, then walk into a block, and then jump, and then walk over to the boss, and then see where the boss is at that point. Delay a little bit if you have to, and then walk over to the boss and kill it. That's essentially it. Good luck, you will need it for this one.